What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another F1 24 video. It's not my team, but if you want to see more of this content, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. We do have season 2 of my team coming in the next few weeks, but today we're doing a little bit of a challenge. The challenge is, can we beat 0% AI in a 5-lap race in wet conditions when we're on the dry tyres? And we start on the wets, so we're absolutely going to have to box from the wets to the softs. 5 laps, beat the AI. The lights are on. Now they're out as we go racing here in Silverstone in very wet conditions. And obviously, the start was not too bad. Maybe a little bit too sort of cautious. But now, as you can see, we're really putting the power down, and just in the corners is basically where the AI lose all their time. So we've really got to make up a very good time on this opening lap as we're just tearing the field apart. We're like Charles Leclerc in Abu Dhabi, who gained, I think it was 12 positions off the start, 11 positions off the start, and we've gained, well, at the moment 16 as we have a massive snap mid-corner. But again, with the AI being so low, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that we do an absolute massive dive bomb down into this end of sector 1, and now we've just got to power away as fast as we can, get to the pit lane, bolt on the soft compound tyres, and hope that there's enough grip, which there absolutely will not be enough grip. We've got to hope that there's enough just to keep us in the lead or get through the pack in 4 laps, basically, because we're going to start lap 2 on soft tyres and obviously finish the race on them as well. So we've really got to keep the car in check as we go through Maggots and Beckett's and then down the hangar straight before we box. Obviously it's a purple sector 2. When would it not be a purple sector 2 against 0% AI? We've got 7 seconds as we have a horrible bit of frame stutter there in the game. Thankfully, I think that was the only one. So we're going to box this lap, bolt on the softs. I think we're probably going to come out in last place looking at this. This was very slow into the pit lane, just trying to make sure I select the correct tyres to go on to. Otherwise this challenge is null and void. As now the leaders are starting to make their way onto the Hamilton straight, which is the start-finish straight. It's a 2.3 stop there for us, which I think is still going to put us right at the back. At the moment, I think, is that an Aston Martin of Lance Stroll here. So everybody else is on the correct tyres for the conditions. We are absolutely not, but thankfully it's almost like we're driving a formula above the rest here, and we're going to have all the grip that we need, obviously down the straight, because you don't really need the grip. In the slow speed, we're really going to struggle, and under traction, we're going to get destroyed by the AI. But it's in the high speed, when we have the downforce, that we're going to be able to make up some time here. As you can see, as we go into our first meaningful corner, as we dance the car through there. On exit, though, losing a bit of the tractions. That moment was essentially the point at which I thought, well, this might not be as easy as I thought it would be. But under traction again, you can see Lance Stroll and the Aston Martin just absolute heaps more grip than we do on the softs. But 0% AI means we can do the unthinkable and go massive dive bomb into Cop's corner and still come out ahead without any contact. And it's essentially those kinds of corners, and this one as well, even the rest of Maggots and Beckett's, where we're just going to be a bit cheeky there and really use our kind of downforce and grip with the aero of the car to just sneak alongside and try and get past as many as possible. Now 2 overtakes in almost a lap. Can we get another one done here down the inside of Kevin Magnussen? And now we've got to size up Daniel Ricciardo in the sort of closing section of this Silverstone track. So we're going to go down the inside of Perez as well, and maybe even Hulkenberg, but I wasn't meaning to go down the inside of Hulkenberg, but the back end stepped out under braking, which is not what we needed in that moment. And now again you can see the traction of the Haas in front and the distance they gain just because we have no temperature, we have no grip, but through the corners you can just see the advantage that we have against the AI. But it's all about making the cleanest, easiest overtakes as quickly as possible so that we have the time in the race to get back up to the front. We're already on lap 3 as we have a massive snap under traction, and that's completely, look at the distance and the time. We've lost multiple seconds, and now Hulkenberg is down the inside, but that's not going to matter because we can just outbrake, dance the car a little bit, try and keep it on the circuit, which we managed to do in the end, because again, you don't want to hit the grass or anything at all. Even in dry conditions, it can be a deadly combination, but in wet conditions with soft tires, as even in 5th and 6th gear, we're getting wheel spin occurring on this car. We're going to go around the outside of Valtteri Bottas in the kick Sauber of cops, which you will never be able to do if you're playing the game sensibly with a sensible AI. This move also not possible to do with normal AI, where the difficulty is actually matched to your skill level. But you can just see under traction, we have no ability to even match on any level what the AI can do. But we're just going to go under brakes again, potentially around the outside of Oscar Piastri as well. Up into P10 currently. Can we get P9 from Oscar Piastri? Maybe even P8 from Pierre Gasly. We're now outbraking them into Club. I think that's Club. I'm not sure if all of these corners are called Club. Probably not. I just don't know enough about all the track names, all the corner names of every track. But yeah, we're just trying our very best to just make moves as quickly as possible. We've got one more lap after this one, and we're now into P6 after that move on Fernando Alonso, which is, we're looking pretty good right now. There is a bit of a gap between 3rd and 2nd, and then a bit of a gap between 2nd and 1st, which we're going to have to try and overcome at some point. We haven't really had any clean air. We haven't got DRS or anything like that, which obviously are pretty fundamental requirements for overtaking normally in Formula 1. Today, we don't even have the advantage of better tyres. We go sneak down the inside of George Russell there, mid-corner, which is a very brave move if you want to do it. But Russell, with the switchback and the traction, gets back ahead of us here. So we're now going to deploy a bit of battery and potentially do another dive bomb on the Mercedes man for 2025 as we lose the rear ever so slightly on exit. And we just, again, we've got to be cautious, but we can't be too cautious, otherwise we will not have the time to get ahead. We've got to stick in behind Charles Leclerc for now. I don't think there's any way we can make a move here. We are going to put him out of position by holding the outside and trying to squeeze him a little bit on exit, but there's just nothing we can do to stop that Ferrari on the wet tyres, especially in these conditions. But at the next braking zone, easy peasy, straight past, dance the car around the corner, that's what I meant to say. And now we only have Lando Norris and Verstappen ahead of us, and we've got one lap to take the win from the hands of the 4-time world champion. Gonna have to double check that. I think it is, but I'm losing count. And round the outside of Lando Norris. Very brave move there, because it's so easy to damage your front wing. Obviously on simulation damage as well, which, I don't know, maybe I put my brave pants on this day that I recorded this, but you can just see, I think it's inevitable for Verstappen, but he does have much better grip than us under traction. Just look at that, they pull a second under traction, and this is 0% AI. It just illustrates the whole aspect that you need to be on the right tyres at the right time, which we're not, but thankfully we're in a league of our own compared to this AI. So around the outside of Max Verstappen into the Wellington Straight here. No, is this Wellington Straight? Probably not. But we're going to head down to Cops, and Verstappen under traction again. Absolutely gets the move done, but we're going to dive it down the inside as we have done many times before in this race, and it looks like so long as we can keep it on the track and in one piece, we're going to walk away with the victory from the back of the grid on the dry tyres. 0% AI, try and keep the car in one piece. But now, can we also clinch the fastest lap? I highly doubt it, but purple sector 1, green sector 2. Verstappen is nowhere to be seen. We go a little bit deep into this corner here and just get off the drier portion of the track, which is not going to help us in this fight for fastest lap, but we already have it. So if anybody can beat us, I'd be very surprised. And now just drifting the car through the final corners, keep it calm, under pressure. Verstappen 3.5 seconds behind. There's nothing he can do as we cross the line.
Oh, some of that!
Indeed, we will have some of that. What a race. That was a very tricky one, to be honest. I wasn't sure halfway through if we were going to be able to take the win, but we managed it.
Here's the checkered flag, and here's our winner. Take a bow, Logan Sargent.
There is also a hint in here for our teammate for Season 2 of my team, by the way.
A great team victory today, Crofty. That's the important bit here. On home soil, the drivers delivered, the team delivered as well, and to do that in front of their home support really means a lot to them.
It really does, indeed.
Williams have put in an incredible performance out on the track today. I'm so glad all the hard work of theirs has finally paid off.
We've returned Williams successfully to the top step of the podium in, a nerve-wracking race for me when I was driving, and very relieving to kind of claim first place on the last lap from Verstappen through Cops of all places, and go on to keep the car on the track and in one piece. A good challenge. There will be more to come, but there are going to be some highlights for you now if you want to see some of the moments again, like the start. I think we made up 7 positions in the first corner, and then another 6 or so, or 7 in the second corner. And literally by the end of sector 1 we were in the lead. So very demanding in terms of just concentration, especially when you box onto the soft tyres, but a very fun challenge. If you haven't tried it yourself, give it a go. I'm not sure what it would be like on controller with the traction. I think you guys have like an additional kind of built-in assists if you're using a controller compared to a wheel, and obviously you can run whatever assist you want. I'm currently seeing how I perform without any assists, and I think this is a really good kind of test and bit of practice for me to have a smoother right foot and a smoother left foot as well, just because there's no grip. And after I did this, I think I went into time trial, and the grip difference from dry to wet, like until you experience full wet and then immediately jumping into full dry, you won't understand. But that's the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next week for another F1 video.